In this channel, we sometimes explore hobbies and see how we can do them affordably, like this video here. In today's video, we'll be looking at 11 affordable hobbies that cost under $20 a month, including any startup costs. I'll also be sharing with you some of the deals that you can get in Singapore, so do stay tuned to the end of the video. So these hobbies that I have selected are also perfect for solo enjoyment, so you do not need to worry about needing to find someone to fit your schedule so that you can embark on the hobby. Let's take a look at the first hobby here, which is to read. Reading can bring us to places that we have never been before, learn things from other people's experience. In Singapore, we are lucky to have easy access to a wide range of books from our library. And if you take a look at our National Library Board, there are 31 libraries in Singapore. So probably most of us are located close to at least one library. Being a library member allows us to get access to a huge genre of books without spending much. For locals, being a library member is free. And for permanent residents, it costs $10.69 for a one-time fee. For foreigners, you pay a one-time registration fee of $10.69 followed by an annual fee of $43.60. And once you're a library member, you can get access to all the huge variety of books. But if the library is too far from your home, no worries. You can use the National Library catalog to borrow and read books directly from your phone or any other devices. And there are many popular books that you can get on the library from the e-collection as well. The next hobby that you can take up for less than $20 a month is to learn a new skill. For $20 per month, getting a teacher or attending a group class is probably not possible in Singapore. Online, maybe you can get a teacher to teach you, like on Preply, you can learn a language and have just one lesson per month with a budget of $20. Or you can go for those on-demand courses like buying a single course of Udemy. The price varies, but with a budget of less than $20 a month, it is definitely possible to get a course. Like for example, this course here, which is like one of the most recommended course on Udemy. Every time I log on to Udemy, they will show this course in the front page. This 100 days of code, the complete Python Pro Bootcamp. So consists of 100 days of activities to let you learn Python. So it will take you more than a month probably to complete this course, and it costs slightly less than $20. Yay! If you want to take more than one course and you still want to keep to the budget of $20 per month, then you can consider the personal plan from Udemy, okay, which is free to try for 7 days, and after that it is $17 per month. Okay, but if you still have unused Skillsfuture fund, then I'll recommend doing this. Go on to this website here and check out some of the online subscription and courses which you can claim using your Skillsfuture funds. So these online subscriptions that you can claim from Skillsfuture will include the Coursera, Nobly, LXP by NTUC Learning Hub, and Udemy Business, as well as Zeal Learn. I'll provide a link in the description. You do check them out. But I have an even better deal for you. What? So if you are a library member, then do check out LinkedIn Learning, which is included in your library membership. Initially, when I learned that we could actually log on to LinkedIn Learning, I was quite skeptical because I thought it will only be courses such as public speaking, presentation, PowerPoint, and so on. But to my surprise, it actually has a very comprehensive list. Yes, you do learn like those workplace skills, like for example, some technologies like your Microsoft Office, okay, systems thinking, and so on. But you can also learn how to sing. And in fact, when I search guitar, there are actually courses on guitar. So while personally I do like Udemy more, okay, But LinkedIn Learning is also a very good alternative with a very large variety of courses. Of course, they are tailored more towards the working professionals, but there are also many skills that you can pick up here. You'll be surprised what you can find. Next hobby is going to the gym. You can actually make use of the Active SG gym, which is located in many parts of Singapore, for a 1 month or a 30-day multi-entry during the off-peak hours. It only costs $15 for adults. If you want to go during the off-peak as well as the peak period, then this will increase to $30, which is out of our budget. So before I talk about peak and versus off-peak, first let's take a look at what are the timings that are considered peak and what they are considered off-peak. So in order to go on off-peak is basically just Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So probably it is not ideal for anyone who is working. This is the working hours, unless you go early in the morning. Another hobby that you can pick up for less than $20 per month is swimming. If you do not have access to a swimming pool at where you live at, like for example for me, then you could use the Active SG swimming pools. So for a 30-day entry, okay, it costs $10 for adults. You could also pay for per entry, and it costs just $1 for on weekdays and non-public holidays. It costs a bit more. I think it's around $1.50. Correct me if I'm wrong. For normal pools which have no features. So no features is basically just your swimming pools and maybe a small kids play area. Okay, with slides, with small slides. Okay, but if you want pools with slides, with a lazy river, wave pool, and so on, you can consider paying just a few more cents to access them. So the featured pools will be those at Pasir Ris, Jurong West, Jurong East, and Choa Chu Kang. Another hobby to consider on a budget is flying kites. Now, before I go on to talk about flying kites, let's talk about where we can fly kites. So there are actually rules surrounding where kite flyings are allowed. Okay, and I do want to direct you to this website here to check out where you can fly kites. You can't fly kites everywhere for safety purposes. There are also some areas where you cannot fly kites above a certain height. Okay, but there are these areas here in the Bukit Timah, the southern portion. Okay, around these areas here where you can fly kites. But I believe most people fly kites here at Marina Barrage. You can see that there is even a kite here. You do not need an expensive kite fly. I have done that, tried that. You can just get a cheap kite like this here, okay, which comes with an attached 50-meter kite line. And as long as the wind is good, your kite can fly. Next hobby is to take a walk around the parks. There are many parks in Singapore, and as a Singaporean here, living here all my life, I have not visited every single parks here. In fact, I was watching this video here by the Straits Times on top 5 underrated parks and gardens in Singapore, and I realized that I haven't even visited most of them. Search on the National Parks website shows that there are 481 parks and park connectors in Singapore. And because Singapore is a green city, there's probably a park near your home. For example, in Yishun alone, there are already 5 parks. Lower Seletar Reservoir Park, Yishun Neighbourhood Park, Yishun Park Connector, and Yishun Pond Parks. And I believe for many other areas, there are also many parks around them. Next hobby, watch a concert. Well, you might think that watching a concert is expensive, but I'm going to show you some ways of going for great concerts at a low price. Because coming September, we can go for the SG Cultural Parks, will allow us to engage in Singapore's vibrant arts and heritage scene, and we'll get $100 worth of credits to defray the cost of tickets to attend and participate in various local arts and heritage programs. But it is March now, so before September, we could still enjoy great concerts at affordable price. And here are some of them. So what I like to do is go on to Eventbrite and then search concert and click on free. And you'll notice that there are many amazing concerts that you could watch in Singapore. A budget of $20 per month is more than enough for you to enjoy them. Next hobby, visit the museum. There are many museums in Singapore. If you are a Singapore citizen, then the entrance fees of some of the museums are actually free. Yay! For example, the National Museum of Singapore, the road admissions for Singapore citizens and permanent residents is free. And if you are at the National Museums or the various museums in Singapore, I highly recommend checking out the guided tour. I particularly like the guided tours for the Singapore History Gallery. It helps me understand Singapore's history better. And a pro tip is different guides will have different stories to tell. And each time I sign on for the guided tour, I learn new insights from the different guides. So I do highly recommend checking out the guided tour timings and try to book them. For me personally, going through a museum is quite boring because I just walk through all the exhibits. But having someone to tell me the stories behind the exhibits makes the trip more interesting, and it sticks in my mind. Of course, apart from the National Museum, if you are a Singapore citizen, you do get free admission to many other museums, such as the Children Museums, the Singapore Art Museum, the Asian Civilization Museums, and so on. Another hobby that you can get for less than $20 per month, including the setup fee, is playing the ukulele. If you buy online, you can actually get a ukulele for less than $20. And these ukuleles are usually the entry-level ones, those that are lesser than $20. I do have a lot of friends who are skeptical about these cheap ukuleles and wondering whether they can be played. So as a general rule of thumb, as long as the ukulele is not a toy, it can be played. And here's an example of me playing a ukulele. Well, you can also solve Rubik's Cube for less than $20 per month. And I went on Shopee and there are actually many different types of Rubik's Cube. I do have a few Rubik's Cube here, and the total cost of them are less than $20, and they give me a lot of time. And these Rubik's Cubes, they are so portable that you can actually play the Rubik's Cubes or try to solve the Rubik's Cubes while on a train ride. Another hobby for way less than $20 per month is doing brain teasers. And let me show you a trick on how to do brain teasers for a very low cost. So if you were to look on YouTube, or basically you just search online and search about Singapore Math PSLE, there are a lot of videos or articles that talk about the Singapore Math paper being extremely difficult. I was watching this video here and I saw this comment here. And what it says is, it is not about practicality and actually getting it correct. It is about testing logic and conceptual thinking and how the brain moves towards the right answers. So in fact, the Singapore PSLE papers are a very good source of brain teasers or something to exercise your brains. And if you like them, go on a Google search to search for free PSLE prelim papers, download them and try them. They are very good exercise for the brains. And even better if you have kids or niece and nephews, borrow their assessment books and try them. So these are some examples of hobbies that cost less than $20 per month, including setup costs. And there are way more other examples. So which is your favorite hobbies? Share with me in the comments below.